Okay, so a corporation is considered the most sophisticated and protected form of business. So it's an organization, it's a building. You get the building licensed and insured, but the building acts as the legal person, separate from the individuals who might own it, control it, operate it, invented it, created the licensing for it, because now that that building is corporated, whatever is within the building has the power to do anything. It has the power to do anything any person may do. Carry on a business, own property, lend and borrow money, sue and be sued. But the thing about it is the corporation as the business now that it's starting, the organization as it is, and the people that are now being employed and stocked into it, they are able to share a hold within what's built, what's in licensed. And now they consider that that building, that license can do whatever under the person separate from the corporation itself, the building, they can now incorporate, INC, in order of a limited exposure. What is you limiting if you is a major sophisticated corporation and you're not even a part of it? You're considered separate of what you built to incorporate your assets. So it's a limited exposure that is in terms of limited liability. It pays to incorporate, it says, to protect your assets. So you're a corporation now, corporate enough to incorporate, just to put the I in, will incorporate, and you won't cooperate. Okay, no one can attach your house, car, if they sued the corporation and this corporation decides to just incorporate everything. Nobody can then come after their house, their car, their Ming vases if the business fails or if they lose a lawsuit. Now, they already insured as the main corporation, the license itself. So what other licenses could break down when somebody already has and given the corporate a power to do any business, carry out property, lend and borrow money, sue and be sued? But that should be all of us anyways in our acting entity that we are. This book is Ink Yourself, How to Profit by Setting Up Your Own Corporation. Now, if your corporation doesn't cooperate in its own little laws while it's lending and shareholding and borrowing money and creating things off of whatever other things to incorporate and incorporate its licensing, it says, while this point is particularly important in such obvious professions as medicine, dentistry, law, architecture, and construction industry, limited liability plays an important role in lesser known areas. Because what is you limiting? You're not limiting your exposure when you are already a sophisticated building. And then you have a point of particularly important, obvious professions within medicine, dentistry, law, architecture, construction industry, to which these things, these limited liabilities, where you protect your asset, is somehow making money. When I'm already owning the corporation, the business, employing people, now I can borrow, loan, whatever. How I was able to do that in the beginning, I have no idea. But whatever corporate idea I came up with and I began, I'm now protecting my assets because of whatever fraud or mistake I might make through my business runnings while issuing other licensings out there through limited liability, insuring my car, my things, my things. So my corporation is safe. So it doesn't become UN instead of IN, an uncorporation. How are you inking out anything to carry out and own property and do the things that anybody should be able to do without having to issue for a license into a license that what? something that's a tax of da 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 da, and the something that our taxes are going towards and that they're rising up and that we don't even know now that we have to issue into these licenses or whatever, a fishing license and whatever it might be to do these things now, even though we do know that we have to do these things, like, what is it? Because we're actually paying a fill taxation throughout the whole world or United States as is to this government as one government word that's acting in 100,000 entities and agencies out there now. So we're restricting our own selves.
Basically.